I want you to take a second and reminisce on your first ever playthrough on a zombies map. The first time you had ever played zombies. It could have been World at War, it could have been Black Ops 3, whatever it was. Do you remember how you felt? How powerless you were without the knowledge on what to do? To be introduced to a mode that not only didn't tell you anything, but it also gave you the freedom of exploration. To buy weapons off of the wall, or buy a drink from a machine that gives you a specific trait. It was something that no one in gaming had ever seen before. But over the years, that freedom of exploration had been expanded way past its limits. The 4 perk limit had been eliminated, multiple pack and weapon tiers were created, and waypoints telling you where to go to unlock Pack-a-Punch or to flip the power switch. It was kinda sad. Fortunately for me, I have been around COD Zombies since World at War, so I've seen a lot of its highs and lows. But something that never changed within each Zombies installment was the amount of fun I had with them. Even some of the more controversial titles in this series, I still had fun. But the one constant and consistent change that had been made throughout the history of Zombies were its many phases of difficulty. But if you think that I only mean the difficulty of survival, you'd be wrong. How about the difficulty of unlocking Pack-a-Punch? Or how about the difficulty of getting a weapon you want? Or how about staying awake on Mars survival? And in this video, I'll be discussing the most important aspect in Zombies and how a game will lose its audience if their game is too easy or maybe too complicated. So without further ado, let's get it on. So I think the best way to start this discussion is to acknowledge goals in Zombies, like getting the map exclusive wonder weapon, reaching a certain round milestone, or maybe it's the camo grind. Whatever the goal is, it needs to not only be fun, but to also be a bit challenging. Zombies in the older titles has always been about overcoming obstacles and goals while consistently fighting your way through rounds of zombies. But every installment that releases always adds more tools to our arsenal. For example, Black Ops 1 didn't have any side quests at all that rewarded you with wonder weapons or specific melee weapons, or whatever the case, it didn't really have much. Really, all there was to do was spin the box, get your 4 perks, and survive as long as possible. But in Black Ops 2, maps like Mob of the Dead and Origins were littered with quests that offered plenty of map exclusive weapons. Not only were these quests rewarding, but they also took time and required plenty of knowledge to get them. But these rewards also didn't grant you with invincibility, but they definitely made you stronger, which also makes each map have its own unique difficulty, adding more value and want to complete almost everything the map had to offer. So, what happens when the game gives us too many tools for our survival, like modern Zombies does? Well, it not only takes away the want or need on completing the map's side quests, but they aren't as necessary for your survival. Sure, completing certain quests will either fast forward your progression on becoming fully powered, or they could grant you with a rare map exclusive reward. But besides the golden armor plates on the tomb, there are no side quest rewards in modern Zombies that dramatically increases your survival rate, and that's all due to the amount of tools each modern installment gave us. The crafting tables and Wonder Fizz machines are perfect examples. Score streaks, lethals, tacticals, armor plates, self-revives. None of these rewards feel earned, and it's because they're not. So the challenge on fully equipping yourself is extremely easy, and what's worse than that is that it's the same on every map. So the value of side quests have now taken a massive step downwards from what they used to be. It's because modern maps don't really have a place for them. Yes, they're there, but take them away and your survivability doesn't change. And it's all due to the amount of easily accessible tools the games had given to us. So let's move on to what made classic Zombies difficult, and it's only 2 words: your health. From World at War to Black Ops 2, it was only 2 hits without Jug, and 4 if you had it. Without Jug on those games meant that with just one slip up, it could cost you your whole game. This would force players to be more careful with their surroundings, and to not play with an ego. The choices you make on early rounds actually mattered, and it was mainly due to how you spent your points. Would you rather save up for Jug, or gamble your points away at the box? Even though the early rounds felt slow due to the speed of the zombies, it all evened out because in the beginning of every match, you're at your weakest. You have the worst gun in the game, and you die in just 2 hits. But in later installments like Black Ops 3 and 4, they upped the amount of hits you could take before you downed. On Black Ops 3, now you die in just 3 hits, and Black Ops 4 is infamously known for not having Jug, but instead you now die in just 4 hits. Besides Transit, Mob, and Origins, shields have become an essential ally to players' rear end. And especially in these games specifically, you wouldn't get too far without them. Black Ops 3 had the fastest zombie speed, while in Black Ops 4, like I mentioned, you are now always going to die in just 4 hits. And I always thought that the health tray I had given the player was the most unfair part about zombies, but it's the most iconic part about the mode. You try to better yourself after every game you play by coming up with better strategies, fixing your mistakes, taking risks, trying something new, and all that can be ended in an instant, and it's all due to the amount of health the game had given you. So again, we return to modern zombies. Now we're about to do something that hasn't been done on the channel in a while now, but if you're OG enough, then you know what time it is. It's trivia time! Trivia time! On round 1, how many hits can you take from a zombie with 1 armor plate before you down? Is it A, 10, B, 15, C, 9, or D, 7? The answer is C, 9. If any of you put 15 down, I do not blame you. So I've answered the question, what happens when the game gives the player too many tools? So now here's the next question. What happens when the player has too much health? Well, now the game becomes fair. Getting spanked twice is now no big deal. Hell, getting spanked 4 times feels more like a tickle than anything. So now Modern Zombies has switched the script around. The hardest part are the higher rounds where zombies now super sprint and deal more damage, while the early rounds are now so easy and lack any form of excitement or any feeling of being anxious. I no longer need to know where the zombies spawn or even strategize a plan of attack on getting Jug or even accomplishing any goals I have. Now I could just skip through rounds effortlessly without a care in the world or whatever or whoever's in front of me. Early rounds kind of suck in Modern Zombies, and the primary cause of that is because of the insane health increase we have. But I don't really want this argument to be one-sided. There are definitely some people who prefer an easier start to their games or just an easier setup process in general. And that is what modern installments provide to the player, and I can't say that these games are trash because of that. Yes, they changed the whole dynamic of what made zombies special by lowering the difficulty of not only the game, but also accomplishing certain tasks like unlocking Pack-a-Punch, completing side quests, or getting a gun you want. It's a very welcoming experience for people who have never played these games before. And coming from someone who grew up with this mode, there's absolutely fun to be had. But the motive on wanting to be better is just not there. Those clutch moments you had on the older titles do not transfer over into these games. And it's because of the amount of health we have with armor plates and everything being easily accessible. So the last question I have in this video is what happens when the player is too powerful? Having too much health is only half the battle, but having weapons that stay powerful well past round 30 is an issue. It's not just some weapons, but almost every weapon in Modern Zombies is good. But it's not only Modern Zombies that has overpowered weapons, but Black Ops 3 suffers the same fate with its ammo mods, making every weapon feel the exact same. Shotguns dominated the game when using them against special enemies, but there were also wonder weapons and special weapons that could deal with them as well. I brought this point up in my mystery box video, saying that what I just said directly affects the value and use of the box. Getting a quote-unquote bad gun from the box doesn't mean anything anymore, since you can either start off with whatever gun you want, or on Black Ops 3 you could just get an SMG off the wall, put dead wire on it, and there's your wonder weapon. Having a variety of weapons that are either good or bad was what added so much character to your games. Weapons that are good for point making, good for killing, or just to piss you off were there to make your games feel different from the last. Now take these rolls away, and now you are left with, which guns haven't I leveled up yet? I think the only time I have somewhat had a hard time picking a gun in Modern Zombies is which gun I want to use in the boss battle. But for just playing, it really is what gun I haven't leveled up yet. Also, who remembers the struggle of ammo management? Remember being extremely low on ammo and then all of a sudden you hear this? Oh, you feel it now, don't you? But nowadays, max ammo rounds are only considered as free rounds. They're still nice, but they're not as good as they once were. So let's quickly summarize what I just discussed. Having too many tools in your arsenal that are also easily accessible takes away the want and need on completing some of the map's side quests, making every modern map feel the same from one another. Having too much health takes away the struggle of survival, and being too powerful turns a once difficult mode into something it was never meant to be: easy. And that is why difficulty is the most important aspect to get right on a zombies title. Alright guys, that's the video. Let me know down below if you guys think that difficulty is as important as I think it is. And let me know if you guys would like to see trivia time come back in every video. So this is the part in the video where I take a comment from my last video and talk about it right now. And to give you guys a little bit of context of what last video was about, I answered the question, is Nuketown 3 that bad of an idea? If you guys want to watch that video, link will be in the top right corner of your screen. Now before I get to this comment, I'm just shocked with how many people actually enjoy Alpha Omega and Nuketown Survival. Before I posted the video, I made a bet to myself saying that more people are gonna hate on Alpha Omega than actually like it. And surprisingly enough, there are a lot more Alpha Omega fans than I thought, like DH3913. He said, I refused to play Alpha Omega for so long because it looks so much like a lazy cop-out map. When I finally played it, I was reluctant to admit to myself I actually really liked it. Actually probably a top 3 map from Black Ops 4 for me at least. Now I'm gonna have to say, I think I have to agree with that. It's a kind of map where it's somewhat complicated or complex, but also feels kind of like a casual map at the same time. I feel like Alpha Omega is a great place for a casual player to start if they actually wanted to get into completing side quests. A lot of the side quests on this map are extremely underrated and overlooked, that if you don't do them, then you actually kind of harm yourself. I also think the setup is fun, getting the Mark II variants are very rewarding, and I just love the map. I love the map. What can I say? I love the damn map. So thank you DH3913 for coming around, I appreciate you. So if you guys want to leave a comment down below to have a chance to be on my next video, I will not stop you. If you guys want to like the video, I will not stop you. If you guys want to subscribe, I will not stop you. And as always, if you guys want to pay my bills, hey, I will not stop you. Have a good one, guys. Take care.